been a good preseason. We've really tried to be cognizant of managing the workload. We have a smaller roster size this year compared to last year, but it is still very young. 75% of the players on the roster are either freshmen or sophomores. So it's a heavy sophomore class. It's 14. The freshman class is 4. Only 2 juniors and 4 seniors. And of the 4 seniors, there's 1 senior, Billy McCarthy, actually, who's going to be out for the year because of a medical injury. So, but I think we've come together pretty well. Like I said, we've had to really manage the workload with it being a smaller roster size. With regards to feedback for the coaching staff, it hasn't been ideal. We've only had 1 scrimmage. Our initial scrimmage got canceled because of weather, but we scrimmaged Fairfield, and we were happy with the feedback from that game, and I'm looking forward to Friday night. They're going to be heavily involved. It was 15 freshmen last year. We have 14 sophomores this year. Last year, there was a lot of challenging and meaningful learning experiences. We were a really, really young team. I think we played a 17-game schedule last year. In 3 of the games, we started 3 freshmen, and the other 14 games, we either started 4, 5, or 6 freshmen. So we were very young, and we're going to continue to be very young again this year. But I think we've kind of learned from some of those learning experiences last year. So hopefully we can apply those lessons to another tough schedule this year. The concern is that anytime you're bringing a new player, whether it be domestic or international, is the transition. With regards to the internationals, it's Frank, Carlos, and Isaac, Luis. So four internationals have come in. Isaac has just joined us very, very recently. But with the other 3, they've been with us throughout preseason. Their transition has been very, very good. It's college soccer is not like soccer around the rest of the world, with the substitution rule, with just the general rules of how the game is and the amount of games we play in such a condensed season. International players have to be really, really quick studies. And I think so far, based on what we've seen, they've made the transition. I'm sure there's going to be further learning experiences throughout the season, but so far so good. With Patty, with BG, and Billy McCarthy, again, Billy's going to be out all year, but those 3 guys, they were here my first year. My first year as the head coach here. I didn't recruit them, but I've kind of learned and evolved, I think, along with them, and to see their development as both individuals, as people, and as players has been rewarding to me. All of those guys have been through the rigors of the A-10 season. They know it's a grind. You got to make sure you're a gritty team. I think those guys epitomize what it means to be gritty. Patty has been a steady player for us throughout his whole career. BG has had a lot of injury challenges, but he wants to be out there desperately. So, but I think those guys are, whether it be on the field, on the sideline, in training, those guys have a lot of insight to pass on to the younger players. Again, just about the rigors and the challenges of the A-10 season. We've adjusted our shape a little bit, not our principles of play, but like tactics and just our formation. We've adjusted that a little bit compared to last year to try and get guys in hopefully their ideal spots. And what was disappointing last year is, when I think back, there was at least 3 games where we were in leading positions and we weren't able to manage the game. And that comes down on leadership, but also it's down to inexperience as well. So this year, hopefully, we have learned from the experiences last year. We'll hopefully be in better positions to manage games, but we're looking for an improvement. I think one of the consistent messages which came out of player feedback from both the fall season and the spring is that the guys have a chip on their shoulder. So hopefully that's going to be applied this fall.